Hello everyone. So for this video I am discussing or reviewing the film called The Grey Man which came out this year and is available on Netflix. I'm not sure if it released in cinemas though, but I know it released on Netflix and lots of people went on it online to their accounts to watch the film when it was first released. I was going to watch it but I didn't really make the jump that quickly, straight away basically, until yesterday when I started watching it. Then I watched most of it today and do have my thoughts on the film. I personally liked, I don't know what I liked about it. It's hard to me to pick out what I really liked. I don't know if the actors performed very well. I like the fact they picked an ensemble cast for this because it's supposed to be a blockbuster, I guess. I think that's why they did what they did. In terms of casting, I think my issue with it is the pacing because there were times where certain scenes were quick and some scenes were slow, and I'm like trying to keep up with one scene and while the other scene happens. And it's a bit confusing at times. So that's why I didn't really understand what was going on in the film because the pacing was kind of changing all the time. I just didn't really feel like there was something that I could follow with, or the story is okay because I know it's a cat and mouse chase type film, but I didn't feel the story should the pace shouldn't keep changing all the time. I felt the pace should stay the way. You have to have a certain pace that you can stick to. Because when you're writing a script, you are trying to set out the pace basically and how fast or slow the story should be and how the action should be because the action is supposed to be either quick or slow. It can't be one way or the other. Or it can't be both. It has to be certain one way or the other because you can make the reader or the viewer get confused if you keep doing that. And that's what happened to me. And that's why I got confused. I didn't really understand what was happening half the time. I did get out the fact, the plot, I guess, some of the plot, because it's about the CIA agent and he's going on a run to, um, because he uncovered something about the organization that wasn't great or wasn't. They're doing something pretty horrific and he has to go on a run and everything. And this villain is using this. I think he was using certain things. The characters are okay, but they're not the best. So I would say this is quite an average action film that you could see on the Channel 4 TV channel. I think the villain was okay, but he wasn't that convincing for me because I didn't. He's more of a petulant child, an immature teenager, than an actual villain that has motive. But he did have a motive to kill people or to get something that he really wants by. I think he went through unclassified files which allowed him to have access to certain things and allowed him to but it's technically crime, a criminal offense if you do that. If you break into classified information and using it against people or to use it to kill people or to complete missions or tasks that you're set out to do. And I think the hero, had to save the girl who got kidnapped in the film. I was trying to follow, but I wasn't really following that well. It was very difficult for me to follow at times. But I did like the cinematography, and I'm not sure about the music choices to be honest with you. But the soundtrack's okay. But I think the cinematography is decent as well. But I just don't feel I like the film that much. It's just very difficult to follow, and I didn't really understand. I might have to watch it again. I heard for this film they were gonna put. They tried to make the film so many times to get it on production and for it to be released. But during the pandemic and there was other setbacks as well, people didn't really want anything to do with production, which is fair because I didn't feel the film was actually that good anyway. It wasn't the best. It was okay, but it wasn't the best. It's just that the story let it down and the pacing of the script let it down as well. So I would say for my rating should be approximately 5.5 out of 10. Just because the story is the most important thing in the film and the direction. And I don't feel it's executed the way it's supposed to be. I get maybe they struggled to get people on board, actors on board, or like production crew as well on board, but they were struggling. And that's it for this video. It's just, you can find it on Netflix. It's accessible. You don't need to worry about it too much about how to find a film unless you go on Google. Just go on Google and you'll find it on Netflix. So thank you for watching. See you in the next video. Bye.